What up? It's Max. Welcome to another episode of LifeAfterArtSchool.net. And so yesterday, I don't know if we're Facebook friends or not, but if we are, you probably saw this. But so I got an invitation a couple weeks ago from this guy, Jack. Jack is this real estate guy who sponsors all these outdoor events for this the city of Salina out in Texas. Now, Salina, if you've never been there before, is a very small city. It's a cute little city. It's very cute, but they do like 30 live events every single weekend, right? Like throughout the years. I mean, I think there's only like 52 weeks in a year, right? And they do 30 events. So these guys have a gorgeous little town square, and they're popular, like they've had, anyway, so let me get to the point of the story. So, because if you guys have ever done like live shows, you know what I mean? Like art shows or like outdoor events or, anything like that, like, it can be pretty hit or miss, right? And when I was talking to Jack was like, this is the first time we've ever done anything with artists, having like an art show. It was part of like a farmer's market thing. So like half of this square was like these guys selling their vegetables, and then there were like a bunch of artists. And what was cool is because they'd never done it before, it was like a free thing, free to show up, free to whatever. So I was like, screw it, right? I'll go. Now, this is where thinking completely out of the box kicks in, right? So today is May 7th. Yesterday was the art show. It was May 6th. It was a Friday. So tomorrow is Mother's Day. So me being me, right? I had two crazy ideas because one of my kind of life coach guys that I deal with, because I think you should always have mentorship. You know what I mean? Like you should actually like ask up. It was one of these things that one of my bosses used to tell me. He's like, you don't bitch down. You know what I mean? You bitch up. And if you need advice or something, you ask up. You're not going to ask. You should never bitch to somebody that's like doing worse than you, or like that's not like. Let's just say you have a job, right? If you're a manager, you should never bitch to the employees. You should bitch to the upper management. Which is why sometimes being the boss is a pain, because there's really nobody to bitch up to. So that's why you network with more successful people than you, so you could bitch up to them, and they go, yeah, man, I've been there. Not necessarily in your business, but in my business, and this is what I did. So I knew that this show was kind of hit or miss, right? Like I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to be like super successful. It had never been done before, whatever. So what I ended up doing is I made some little chintzy, like little Mother's Day, I love my mom paintings and stuff, whatever. I was going to sell them for like $20. But then like I realized, I was like, I've done a few of these shows before, and sometimes depending on the crowd of the show or just like how the show is advertised, like I've had shows where I've sold 150 pictures in 2 days, and I've had shows where I sat there on my ass for 8 hours to sell 2, and the ones where you're sitting on your ass for 8 hours to sell 1 or 2 pictures are the most boring, mundane, like literally, you only have so much battery life on your phone. You can only scan through so many pictures on Instagram and Facebook and play Candy Crush and stuff. So, for so long before you're just like, your mind starts to melt and you're like, ooh, I'm dead. So what I ended up doing is, I went to, one of the arts and crafts stores here, and I bought, they sell these packs of canvases, right? So I got this little pack of like 8x10s for $20, and then I got like a 6 or 7 pack of like 11x14 canvases, and they were like, $20 a pop for like basically 16, 17 canvases. It was like $40, but I had a coupon, right? A coupon for like 50% off the entire purchase. And I got some really cheap, those like jars of like tempera paint, like the stuff you used to paint with in school when you were a kid. And those things were like $1.50, $2 a piece, right? So I ended up spending like maybe $25, $30. And I was like, you know what? I got one table where I'm going to set up all my art, and I got another table where I had this crazy idea. I was just like, I put up this sign, and I was just like, paint your own custom Mother's Day painting, right? So here's what ended up happening. I'm going to get to the point of the story. So literally, like 10 minutes after I set up, This little kid walks up. He's like, I want to paint. And I was like, cool. And he's there with his grandmother. Um, so I, and the show was from like 6:30 to 9:30, right? From 6:30 to 9:30. Okay. First off, I didn't sell one of my own paintings, but I sold almost $200 worth of paint your own canvases. And I got to like basically hang out and paint with kids for 3 hours, which was absolutely super cool because it was just like, hey, I want to paint this, I want to paint that. I'm like, cool. And some of the kids were like, did you paint those Star Wars pictures? It's like, I did. Can we paint some Star Wars? So we're painting Star Wars stuff. Some kids doing like, I want to paint my mom a heart. I want to do this. I want to do that. By the way, if you do not have a Square reader, if you're not set up for mobile swipes, you need one. Okay, I'm going to put a link for Square below this. Sign up. It's free to sign up. It costs you 2.75% on swipes. Okay, and the money's deposited unless it's a weekend. The money's deposited the next day into your bank account. It is the greatest, easiest thing in the entire world. Because let me tell you something. I don't want to say like nobody carries cash anymore, but really, not a lot of people carry cash anymore. Most people carry their checks or their debit cards or their, I got my. It's plastic. It's a world of plastic, and nobody carries friggin' checkbooks anymore. So you should have a Square reader on you at all times, especially if you're selling something. So I was just running credit cards for $10, $20, $20, $20, $10, $20. Just like, come on, let's paint. It was fun. I had a blast. It was a great time. There's probably another 10, 15 artists over there that were doing it. I wanted to check out their stuff. I didn't even have time to see what they had or even like talk to anybody or even meet anybody because I was just too busy like, hanging out with these kids and their parents who were like, oh, you want to paint? Cool, whatever. And it was a great time. And what ended up being, so let's just put it this way. If I was only selling my own stuff, I would have made no money. Zero money. Because everyone else, because I was, I'm selling original pieces. I didn't have any prints made up or anything for this. So, I think my cheapest piece there, I actually had some pretty cheap stuff there. I had cheap, like, I had stuff that's been sitting in my garage that I was just like, dude, take it for $50. Because like, oh, but here, I don't want to spend $50 for your painting. But here's 20 and 30, you know what I mean, or 20 or 25, not 20, 25, but like 20 or 40. I got two kids here that want to paint or whatever. So it just basically I made like almost $200 yesterday. Basically just hanging out and painting with kids. So what's the point of this? The point is that if you're, and I don't care whatever kind of artist you are, okay, I'm actually going to post pictures after this video of some of the stuff that we were doing. You don't have to be Picasso or, Rembrandt or anybody even super special to pull this off. Dude, if you could draw circles, squares, shapes, or just like, have a decent enough outline of something for people, you can easily make some money for yourself. And the cool thing about this too is it had this big sign that said paint your own picture, 10 to 20 bucks. And people were just coming up to me. It's like, so what's the deal? I was like, oh, well, I've got canvases, I have paint. Here's a table, grab a chair. Your kids can paint, you can shop, and they'll be cool. And they're like, all right, cool. Here's the money. And I had this one kid that hung out for like an hour and a half. Anyway, and like he just kept painting more. It was kind of cool. He's like, I didn't know I liked painting so much. I was like, it's fun, right? He's like, yeah, this is cool. So whatever. You don't know who you can inspire. You don't know what kind of fun you can have, especially when you're making money, or just like fun ways to make money, or just creative ways for creative people to make money. That's kind of what this whole site's about, right? Or this whole channel's about. But yeah, it's like seriously, if there's anything going on in your area where there's like a live event and you can get in for pretty cheap or potentially free, dude, seriously, bring some of your artwork and then get some canvases, get some cheap canvases. Go to one of your arts and crafts stores, find an online coupon, invest 15, 20 bucks, dude. You will make your money back, okay? And it's fun. And it's a great, because people will be like, oh, whatever. And then especially if you got squares, like, you can email them receipts and stuff. And like, oh, do you have a business card? Do you do this? Do you do that? Who knows? It's an easy way for you to make money and do what you need to do. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the pictures. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Life after art school.